Welcome to Tournament Arc, an Oregon State University anime show. Today, we'll be doing things a little differently because as you can see, we don't have any guests. Today, I thought we'd talk about a show from a previous Drop or Watch, everybody's favorite, Girly Air Force.
For you to talk about. What's up?
Rob, what are you, you're not supposed to be in here. What are you doing?
This is the second term the Tournament Arc has had the last show of the term. It's time for the Challenger to take over.
Yeah.
Sam, you're not helping. You don't, what are you doing here? You don't even host the show.
He said he'd fire me from the Challenger, so I had to come with him.
I'm not that bad a producer, right? Right?
Well, do you guys have an anime that you want to talk about?
I think we should talk about My Hero Academia. Fate!
Excuse me?
Fate! It's some franchise he's really into. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, it is the original Battle Royale anime, and it's time to talk about it here on Tournament Arc.
Okay, well, you heard it here first, I guess. We're going to be talking about Fate, which, I mean, I haven't watched any of it myself, so I don't...
Do you really think you could get away with interrupting my show? I see you have finally made your move, Rob, but what an untimely, predictable attack. You see, I have been reading your moves for a while. It wasn't enough because while you were wasting your time with your shadow games, I have been perfecting the art of semi-evil monologues, and your next line will be, how did you learn of this?
How did you learn of this? Wait, how did you know I was going to say this? And how did you learn of this?
Well, you see, it's simple, I wrote the script, but also, a little bird whispered about your plans.
I totally told him.
Oh.
I'm sorry about this, but I thought it would be a really good episode.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Will, what are you doing here? You're the producer. Can you just go produce something, please?
Objection! I will not let this slight slide. Also, I don't really think this is, this show is that good, like Rob, and I'm taking you and your anime to court.
All rise.
You may be seated. So today we have Fate versus Angry Anime Nerd with the charge of useless anime. I don't really understand any of this, but I trust in the competence of the jury to help reach a verdict. I went to law school for this. Let's get started. Defense, you may now make your opening statements.
Very good. The Fate franchise is a transmedia series following a series of events called the Holy Grail Wars. In these wars, mages use their magic to summon special servants to do combat. These servants are heroic spirits based off of both mythic characters and loosely on historical figures. As for the specifics of the anime storyline, it's hard to really summarize. The original plotline is about Shiro, a normal boy with no quantitative skills. He does have some magic, but not a lot. Due to a series of accidents, the boy ends up summoning the best heroic spirit under the Saber class. Now, he is forced into a death game that he doesn't want to be in.
Prosecutor, would you like to make any opening statements?
The anime is bad.
The prosecution may now call its witnesses. Stenographer, have you prepared the transcript?
Prosecution would like to call Sam Coons to the witness table. Now, Sam, what is your opinion on the Fate franchise?
Can you repeat the question?
What is your opinion on the Fate franchise?
You mean like, do I like it, or?
Just read what I wrote down. Just do it.
Rob is dumb.
The other thing. What's the other thing?
That's all that's here. I don't know what you want me to say.
Okay, just leave. Just go.
Well, are you giving me the McDonald's coupons now or later?
Just go. Get out of here. Leave. Rob? Who is this?
That would be Saber.
Who is this?
I believe that would be Saber.
Is the Fate franchise any good? Who is this?
There's also Saber.
Where were you on the night of the 24th? Who is this?
I believe that to be Saber, sir.
Do you like anime?
Unless I'm mistaken, that is Saber. That is Saber.
Describe your biggest weakness.
That is not actually Saber, that is Joan of Arc from Fate Apocrypha. She's a ruler class character.
She looks like all the other pictures. There's literally no difference.
That may be true, but she's not Saber. That is Saber.
Do you like long walks on the beach?
That is Saber. That is Saber.
Are our eyes real?
I believe that is Saber. It's cute, yet majestic.
How are they all Saber and at the same time not Saber? I'm done. Prosecution rests. How does one start watching Fate? I didn't know. I kept hearing things online. Skip the start here. Don't worry about this. It didn't make sense. Shouldn't you start at the beginning? No, says the internet, but that can't be because I believe it. So look, like we started here, man, but it doesn't make sense. Like we have the original visual novels, but those things are too long. And when you look close, there's like nothing there. So you start with the anime. Which one? You have this one, 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 and this one. But only these are the right ones. So I look into it, and what do you find? No one watches the first one. It's bad. Bad. This is a prequel. But don't start here because it spoils this one. But this one spoils this one, which spoils this one, which spoils the prequel. So it doesn't matter. But there's more. But there's more. If you look over here, these are the spin-offs, not non-main story. And what does this mean? It means nothing. All of this is nothing.
Both sides may now make their closing arguments. In the case of Angry Anime Nerd versus Fate Defense, you can go first.
Thank you, Your Honor. Personally, for me, Fate is, in a lot of ways, a very sentimental show because it is watching Fate Zero with my roommates is sort of what got me into anime in the first place. And beyond that, it is, in a lot of ways, just kind of a lot of fun. Like, I recognize that the show does have problems, and the franchise as a whole has a lot of problems. But, like, for me, a lot of watching the show is, you know, just the characters. I really like the characters. A lot of them are very unique. A lot of them have very clear motivations. Not all of them are well developed, but a lot of them are. And I get a lot of enjoyment out of seeing the characters interact off each other, especially the relationships that form between masters and servants. Overall, a lot of that is sort of what has drawn me to the show and what has ended up drawing me to a lot of the anime that I enjoy as a whole. And, you know, watching Fate with my old roommates at the start of my sophomore year of college was, you know, one of the defining moments for that for me.
Thank you. Prosecutor, your closing statements?
You know, dude, it's really not that bad. Like, you could do way worse. It's still kind of bad, though.
All right. In the case of Angry Anime Nerd versus Fate, we go to the jury for the final verdict. Jury, have you come to a verdict? Court adjourned.
Well, I guess that was some sort of conclusion. Let's take a break while we file all that paperwork for the trial, because I definitely think there's going to be a lot. But when we return, we will continue with the season finale episode of Tournament Arc with something that's a little bit more challenging. Hello everybody and welcome back to Tournament Arc. I'm here with Sam and Rob, who somehow managed to survive that harrowing trial.
Yeah.
And we're gonna play a fun little game called Fill in the Blank. So the way Fill in the Blank is going to work is we're going to throw up a couple images from the show with English subtitles, but we've redacted some of the words, so you're going to have to fill in the blank with what you think it says, and then at the end we're going to show what it actually says, and I'm going to award the point to whoever I think did it best.
All right, so I think we should work on this like a little bit collaboratively.
No, there's no collaboration allowed.
Hey, let's collude a little bit. All right.
So let's throw up the first image.
All right, I'll throw in my Russian accent.
Okay, in my previous blank, I threw blank into many blanks.
Into many blanks? You gave me a hint there.
Okay, no, I can't.
So, who do you want to start?
I'll let you go first, because I
Okay.
think I actually know the answer.
In my previous exam, I threw many wrenches into many wrenches. I think that's pretty good.
Now you see, this is in keeping with Fate lore. That was actually the character known as Wrencher, famous for his skills as a
Good job,
mechanic.
you read the Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
I did, yeah.
I'm gonna say actual answer is in my previous life, I threw myself into many like fights or battles or something like that.
Okay.
That seems like it would be
Sam,
something
do you
like
have
that.
a rebuttal for that? You got anything else?
Or just more wrenches.
Do you have an actual good answer?
In my previous life, yeah, I'm gonna take that from you.
All right.
I threw
Thief.
many into many.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Okay, do we get to see what the actual answer is? In my previous life, I threw myself into many battles, so Rob gets the point.
Rob gets the point for
by
being spot on.
default because he's correct.
I decided like midway through coming up with my last one that I was like, Rob is probably way too accurate, and that sounded like right on the line. So I decided, you know what? It's not worth it. I can't actually beat this.
Throw it away.
I also remember that scene from the anime that's after that character was Lancer. That was after his master got beaten very badly in a building explosion and was left crippled.
See, as
How
a person,
uplifting. How uplifting.
It's not
I
an
wonder what the next image is.
It's a very messed up show.
Okay, there are blank that everybody blanks and your body went blank. Rob, would you like to start this one?
There are forces that every midichlorian in your body went to the dark side. This is actually the Star Wars portion of the anime.
Oh, is it?
Well
then,
known
Sam,
fact.
you like Star Wars, you should know.
Yeah, I love Star Wars, but
About
this
this.
is not from Star Wars. I can
Oh,
guarantee.
it's not.
Yeah.
What's the truth?
So
It's wrong.
I'm gonna say there are things that every magic blood vessel in your body went to pump for. There we go.
Okay.
Yes,
I didn't
definitely.
realize we were getting like some medical.
Well, she's holding a hand.
Okay, what does that have to do with?
I don't know. I was just trying to like get along with the theme of
Yeah, what does it
fate.
have to do with it? Idiot.
I don't know.
Rob, would you like to try and make a comeback? Or are you
Nope,
gonna
it's Star Wars.
Are you gonna stick with your answer? It's Star Wars.
All right,
Okay.
hey.
Well, what is the true answer? There are signs that every magic circuit in your body went out of control.
Oh.
Sam was close,
I got magic
but I'm
and it was in the
still
body.
gonna give the point to
It
Rob.
was in the body.
Because Rob made a Star Wars reference, and I love Star Wars.
This is rigged, and I love Star Wars more than both of you, but
That's
whatever.
true.
That's debatable. That's
it's-
that's the first episode of next season. Sam and I. It's just gonna be a full-on fist fight
You
while
already
quoting
know
Star
Challenger's
Wars.
doing a Star Wars
Yeah.
episode.
We did one already.
We're doing
So
it this time
the score
again.
is Rob 2, Sam 0.
Oh, okay.
And the next one is that this game is one, so that is a blank.
You want to read that again?
No.
Okay.
This game is
That
one.
this
That
game
is
is one, that is a blank.
a unwinnable one, is what I'm gonna say.
That this game is one that is a. Yeah, I think you're right on that one. Unwinnable one, because that is Saber 10 years after the events of Fate Zero, where basically everyone lost. There was a huge explosion that killed thousands.
That's there's so many explosions.
Yes,
no.
that is true.
Unwinnable one just seems like aesthetically right to me.
I'm going to say that this game is one that is a. No, unwinnable one. Yeah, I think you're right on this one.
You're both gonna.
It's a little bit more serious.
Oh, a little bit more serious.
Oh.
Well, you know what? Sam gave a really good effort, and since he blurted out the first answer, I'm going to give the point to Rob.
This is rigged. This is rigged.
I love
love
this
it.
game. Why haven't we done this game more? I get to openly humiliate Sam on
it's
TV.
great.
And
Oh, why
can
do
you
you,
do?
why do you
What
think
can
I
you
made
do?
him my host? I want him openly
True.
humiliated.
Yeah,
True,
that's
true,
the whole
true.
point. He
True.
made me like dance around and like do a bunch of different things with a sword, like throwing axes,
that sounds
archery.
like a
did none of
personal
that.
problem.
I did none of it.
So, yeah. So the next one. You who wants to blank to take back her blank more than anyone.
You who
You
wants to
who
challenge.
wants to. God, I think it's probably something. You who wants to emerge victorious. Nope. You who wants to learn magic to take back her sword more than anyone, because as we all know, Shiro is the bone of his sword, which is a reference to the show that makes no sense at all.
Doesn't.
It's a
Perfect.
nonsense phrase.
I didn't understand that at all, so it did its job.
Neither did I.
It did its job.
I don't know what's in the background there, but I'm gonna say you who wants to challenge me to take back her corpse more than anyone.
Wow.
It looks like a body back there. I don't actually see what it
Definitely
is.
is not a corpse.
I can't see it. I don't know.
Oh, so it's you who wants to change the past to take back her decisions more than anyone.
Oh, it's someone talking to Saber. Oh.
Way to assume, you guys.
Hey, you know,
Saber's
this
the only
is the
one
game.
in the picture. Is it that bad? I assumed she was talking.
I guess not, but I think since, I think you're gonna know how this goes. Sam gets the point.
I get the point. I got a point. I got a
1
point.
point.
Hey.
1 point.
1 point, Sam.
Okay, the next one.
Couldn't
So
keep a streak
even
up.
if you are blank, you've decided blank, right?
It's like, so even if you are weak, you've decided to fight, right? Or something like that.
Fight.
That bar is really long though, so I'm gonna say, yeah, even if you are weak, I think sounds correct. But like you've decided to continue to fight, maybe. I don't know.
Because Shiro is ridiculously weak.
I mean, same.
Keep fighting,
Relatable
right?
character.
I don't know.
So
Keep fighting.
yeah, the answer.
You've
So even if
decided
you're
to keep
weak, you
fighting.
decide to keep fighting, right?
Yes!
Sam is correct
It was 100%
for
right.
once,
It was 100%.
but I'm still gonna give Rob the point.
Yay!
So what's the final score?
What
Who
can you
knows?
do?
I think it was Rob 4,
Sam
Sam
won.
1.
Yeah.
So
All the
yeah,
viewers-
Rob
I
won
don't
by
know I
some
won.
number. We weren't keeping
Everyone knows
track.
I
The
won.
number,
Everyone
the
knows I
number
won.
is 3, Maya.
I don't.
Look, I know you're a theater major, but like,
Right, so my brain is about this big, and I don't do math.
and Sam
But
can't read.
On that
I'm a
lovely note, we're gonna throw to break really quickly, and when we come back, we will be doing everyone's favorite segment, Drop or Watch.
Knowing your strengths and what you love to do should be the path to figuring out what you will do.
Simply put, this is a show made by college students for college students.
Okay.
Got a stick figure. Cowboy.
Cowboy's right. Cowboy's correct.
thought we'd shoot you instead.
It'll be a comeback kid.
Oh, that's 2. Yeet!
Welcome back, everybody, and now it's time for everyone's favorite segment, Drop or Watch. This episode's Drop or Watch is going to be just a tiny bit different. We're actually going to be dropping or watching the show Fate, but we've only picked out a couple seasons, 2 specifically, to talk about. And I have some questions for you guys. I know you've studied hard.
Yes.
You've watched hours,
YouTube videos.
hours of this anime. You've read the Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Some of us have.
I tried to
Some
suffer.
of us are illiterate, so they can't. But I want to talk about Fate Stay Night, and if we have time, Fate Zero. Rob, since you are our expert and Sam is just here,
Yes.
how would you summarize Fate Stay Night?
Well, first of all, that summary also summarizes our working relationship.
It is. It's very accurate.
Fate Stay Night, the 2 lead characters are Emiya Shiro and Tosuka Rin, who are actually children of 2 of the participants from Fate Zero, which is the previous Holy Grail War. This Fate Stay Night follows I believe the 4th Holy Grail War, and both characters summon servants to fight for them in the war. Rin summons the Archer class servant, and Shiro summons the Saber class servant. And basically they have to fight against the other masters and servants in order to get the Holy Grail and sort of make their wish.
Gotcha.
And there's all kinds of shenanigans and tomfoolery with who are masters, who are servants.
Right. Sam, how would you summarize it?
You see, it's a show that Rob really likes, and
This is true.
he pushed me really hard to make sure we do this instead of talking about a show that I actually would prefer to talk about. one
Yeah,
day.
okay, next
One
question.
day.
You mentioned that there are multiple sabers, different classes, and such. Do you have a favorite?
Do I
Both of
have
you.
a favorite?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Took your line. Got it.
Your next
Snuck it in
line
there.
will be.
I can predict also. Will taught me in the ways of the evil monologue.
No, personal
Well,
favorites
Will is
are.
the most evil of them all.
It's
So.
just, yes. Personal favorites are OG Saber from Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night, because she has very sort of admirable goals. She's a very honorable person. She wants to sort of reverse the past, to like correct decisions she made and like do the best she can for her people. This Saber is King Arthur. I feel I should mention. The universe is kind of weird about that.
Yeah.
Other personal favorite is Saber of Red from Fate Apocrypha, also known as Mordred. Canonically,
Didn't know
the daughter son of King Arthur, Queen Arthur. And the short version of why is I just like the character design.
Right. Nice.
It's a very sort of fun sort of medieval armor, but with like splashes of red here and there.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah, it's
Lovely.
lovely, and she's also way better than Red Saber because Fate Extra sucks.
I was gonna say Red Saber. So.
Right. Why
yeah.
do you like Red Saber?
Red Saber, because red is a really cool color, and I remember it from when we were doing a discussion about like who is Saber, what is Saber, you know, that whole segment. So like,
Why is Saber?
yeah, why is Saber? What is Saber? There's so many Sabers. There's like 56 of them. Is this Saber? I don't know. Who's
Saber?
Yeah, who's Saber? That's Joan of Arc.
Whose Saber is it anyway?
Whose Saber
Yeah.
is it anyways? But yeah, I was gonna say Red Saber just because like I just like the color red, and purple's not a saber, so
Wow.
You know.
What a simple.
gotta go off your favorite
simple,
colors.
Simple answer.
I'm a simple man trying to make my way in the universe.
Yeah.
Who is Red Saber, Sam?
Red Saber, Emperor Nero.
That is correct.
Yeah, thank
Wow. For once, Sam gets something correct in his life.
you. Hold up, I got 4 of those right. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
but
just
you didn't,
saying,
you didn't get the
guys.
points, so.
Yeah, I didn't get the points, but I got 4 of them right. We all know I'm the winner, so.
Oh, that's debatable.
debatable.
Rob, you
Yes.
had mentioned that in the series there's a Holy Grail War.
Yes.
Would you mind describing that for our audience really quickly?
So this is going to be the most bare bones explanation possible, but Holy Grail War is a war to summon the Holy Grail between 7, in theory, mages. There have been participants who aren't mages, and more than 7 participants, and it's a whole thing. That's going to be a lot of my summary of this show. Is just it's a whole thing.
It's an ordeal. It's an ordeal.
But to summon the Holy Grail War, you have to defeat all opposing servants, which in theory allows you to defeat all opposing masters. So sometimes masters will just retire so that they don't die.
That's relatable.
Yeah.
I would do the same.
Yeah.
The Grail grants wishes in a very monkey paw fashion. During the third Holy Grail War, which is when Fate Zero takes place, the Grail basically causes a giant explosion after Emiya Kiritsugu, Shiro's dad, attempts to destroy it, and it then basically kills thousands, somehow, except for Shiro. And then Kiritsugu saves and adopts Shiro.
Oh, so it's all like happily ever after.
Not even a little bit.
Okay, never mind. I'm just trying
Everyone
to be a little
dies.
optimistic here.
Have you seen the show?
Everyone
There's no
dies.
optimism.
Come on.
I like to keep it light. Keep it light. Everybody keep it light. So you talked about like this very monkey paw kind of like way of granting wishes.
Yeah.
How complicated is it exactly to get your wish granted?
Well, first of all, to summon the Grail, there is kind of like a whole blood ritual thing that you have to go through that is very complicated because it also involves like you need a vessel for the Grail to be for the Grail to manifest itself in.
Right.
But in addition to that, when you actually sort of obtain the Grail, it will judge you.
Oh, so it's judgmental?
Oh, it's horribly
That's
judgmental.
rude.
Yeah, just like you versus me.
Right.
And not like in the way that we judge Sam for being terrible.
At
but,
everything.
But,
Hey,
in,
it'd be like that sometimes.
in like you will question your entire life philosophy because of what the
lovely.
Grail says to you.
Lovely.
And
Well, based on everything we've talked about, would you guys recommend the show? Would you drop the show? Would you actually watch the show?
You know, it's a tough one for me because, yeah, like everything that you guys described to me, like as a person who hasn't really seen the show very much, I've only watched like 2 clips, and I was interested by Berserker because that guy looks like a beast. But other than that, I watched this clip where like there was these 2 guys fighting in what looked like a lit room that was like just really long, and one guy had like this gun that could disintegrate stuff, and the other guy had blades that came out of his arms, and it was like really hectic, and there was blood coming down from the ceiling at the end. I don't know what was going on.
I mean,
but I would probably,
same.
I might watch the show.
that was
Yeah?
Kiritsugu taking on Lord Malloy, El Malloy II.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I think I personally would recommend it.
I would
think,
s-
based on what I've read and what I've seen, I think it's a very good show. It's very complicated. There's a lot of sabers. There's a lot of explosions.
Yeah, there's a lot of sabers.
So, thank you guys so much for being here. It was wonderful
Yeah.
to have you as a part of the last episode. And
Glad-
everyone
glad
at
to be
home,
here.
be sure to check out KBVR's YouTube page for past episodes, as well as our other produced shows like Locals Live and their show, The Challenger, which just had their last episode on last Thursday.
Improv
Watch
comedy
it,
special.
Improv Comedy Club.
Woo! Thank you so much for being part of this tournament arc series. It was an absolute honor to be your host, and I hope to see you all again soon. But until then, it's on to the next round because it is a tournament arc after all. Good night, everybody.